Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Hasfaliana binti Muhammad Nasir. My matric number is A19A0740. I would like to present about my part is introduction. The institution that practice Islamic accounting are discussed in this paper. Islamic accounting is an accounting system that aims to provide client with data that would enable to operate their business and organization in accordance with Sharia or Islamic law. According to a previous post, Islamic accounting is a moral and ethical code of conduct with no idea of interest. The Islamic accounting system is based on two keys. These are compassion and justice. Under whatever circumstance, the rule of law should be upheld in society. Furthermore, three authors from University Science Islam Malaysia wrote a previous article titled Sharia Accountability Practice Malaysia, Foreign-Owned Islamic Bank and Bahrain Islamic Bank. According to my reading, the Sharia Commit is critical in granting Sharia assurance and Sharia compliance for Islamic financial institution IFI, particularly Islamic Bank. The Sharia Commit is responsible for not only overseeing and resolving all Sharia concerns on behalf of the Islamic Bank, but also for disclosing any Sharia non-compliance issue within the institutions. That's all from me. Thank you.
My matric number is A19A0819 and I will present about the content. The first article is focus is the application of PV, which is practice in the concept of the TVM from the aspect of Makasi Sharia. There are two expert opinions on the topic of TVM from an Islamic perspective, or we can say accounting treatment. The first aspect is reject this TVM and they suggest to use the concept of economic value of time. And the result of the TVM is acceptable in the second opinion, but should refer to the Bay al-Mu'ajjal basis, meaning deferred sales. The second article is discussed about the determinants that influence the implementation of accounting standard for Islamic financial institution, that is by studying the history of accounting standard used by IFIs in Indonesia and the United Kingdom. The result for the discussed, part of the country have a different historical and past experience for the development of accounting standard. The third article is discussed about the Islamic financial standard from the beginning to the latest development for three institutions such as AAOIFI, IFSB, and IIFM. AAOIFI focus more on the financial preparation of account calculation standard in accordance with the guidelines set out in the Sharia. As for the IFSB, the organization has issued standard on corporate governance. And the fourth article describes the Islamic perspective of the concept of conventional accounting. There is one approach used, which is pragmatic approach, to evaluate from an Islamic perspective. The approach used can be practiced as an approach to work on the early foundation of Islamic accounting theory. The final result on the discussion of the article is from an Islamic perspective. Sharia issue can still be discussed in a conventional accounting concept because they are still complete to Islamic principle. If it does not comply with Islamic principle, then this concept will be discharged or modified. And the last article is discussed about the identify the level of disclosure of the SCR in Malaysia and Bahrain. The end result of this article is that the level of SCR exposure by Bank Islam in Bahrain is at a higher level compared than the resistance of SCR exposure by Bank Islam in Malaysia. Solution to increase the level of SCR exposure by Bank Islam in Malaysia, BNM needs to issue new guidelines to improve disclosure standards, such as including operational definition for each of the available indices. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hamira binti Muhammad Yusof, matric number A19A0674. So I'm going to talk about the issue due to the institution practicing Islamic accounting. The first issue is the application of present value in the concept of temporal value of money from an Islamic perspective. The difference of expert view, there are two types, which is a viewpoint that opposes time value of money, and the secondly, the perspective that time value of money was given based on by Al-Muajjal. Next is the institutional setting that may be suitable in the context of the UK and accounting mix in the case of Indonesia. IFIs have formed in nations where Muslims are minority, as well as in Islamic country or country with a largely Muslim population. The next issue is Islamic financial standard from inception to resist development, relating to Islamic institution. Islamic finance is mostly used in emerging and underdeveloped economy, yet it has only recently expanded into an industrialized country as a result of recent new business advance. And the next issue is the perspective of Islamic worldview and Sharia in evaluating the modern accounting concept. And lastly, the last issue is the level of disclosure of the SCR of foreign-owned Islamic bank in Malaysia and Bahrain. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Rasha Amira binti Muhammad Zahawi. My matric number A19A0432. I would like to continue the discussion, the part of discussion about the comparison. We have three items. Okay, the first discussion in this topic, there are two separate context application to Islamic finance institution in the United Kingdom and Indonesia. In the United Kingdom, accounting standards are established through corporate, while in the Indonesia, this is not the case. There were no substantial regulatory change when the Bank Muamalat Indonesia was created. And then for next issue, the comparison in the Islamic bank finance standard issues corporate governance standard in addition to other stability and soundness standard like as capital sufficiency, market discipline, stress testing process, and Islamic finance basic principle. IFSB is more concerned with Islamic institution solvency than with direct socio-economic effect on society that have a short-term impact. Furthermore, financial institutions' stability protect client interests, but the benefits are more important to capital owners in the short run than to society and the environment. For the last points, the relationship between Sharia supervisor, corporate governance, and performance in order to obtain authentic evidence that the board of supervisor has a positive impact on the performance of Islamic banking because they play an important role in protecting shareholder interests. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nakamila binti Manap. My matric number A19A0427. Today I will continue with my part, which is conclusion. In conclusion, it is obvious that the Islamic accounting system has numerous issues today. As a result, proactive action must be done to ensure the system long-term viability. Nonetheless, its potential for providing alternative to traditional system is significant, making it a field worth exploring and contributing to. With this in mind, it's evident that an Islamic accounting system is critical, particularly for attaining the Sharia compliant socio-economic goals that Islamic financial institutions must meet. Despite the fact that it is difficult to pinpoint the historical impact of Islamic accounting, due to the loss of achieved throughout the centuries, evidence suggests that the Islamic accounting affected Western accounting, particularly the double entry technique that is being used today. the emergence of Sharia-compliant Islamic financial institutions, there was a need for the resurrection and reform of Islamic accounting.